Welcome back, everybody. This is Glockman4519 and I am back with another ROM overview. This one here is for the Nexus 9 and it is Bliss. I've been waiting quite a while to get Bliss on this device. The first couple attempts or builds did not work so well on my device. Now, it might have been an issue with just my device, but I did notice in the forum that there were a couple other people that were having issues as well. But I will say that the May 14th build, the 514 build is running great. I'm not having any issues with it. I do have it all set up now. I've run it for a couple days. I always like to give a ROM a couple days to settle in before I give it my opinion or try to bash it at all because something's not working. Your ROM's got to settle into your tablet. It's just the way it is. Any device. Custom ROMs are just like that. Some are better than others. And this one it actually started out pretty good, and I didn't have any problems with it at all. But again, to be fair, I do like to just let it settle in. We're going to go ahead and get on with this. Just to let you guys know, you should probably head over to the XDA thread and thank Blue Eyes for building this for us, because if he didn't, we would not have Bliss on our Nexus 9 right now. So I'm going to go down to About Phone or About Tablet. You will see that this is Bliss. It is an official build. This is the May 14th build. It has all of the updated security features in it. I am running Sublime kernel. A couple reasons. I'm actually testing the kernel. And I just think that it runs smoother than the stock or supplied kernel, and that's only on my tablet. I always recommend for everybody flash the supplied kernel. Flash the supplied kernel, guys. If you have issues with it, then try a different kernel. But you should always, that's just the way you want to run with things. Again, I'm doing it because of testing purposes. That's it. And I'm moving on. And by the way, Sublime is running beautifully on this tablet. So just so you guys know. And I'm not going to do my normal thing. I normally go to developer options and then work my way up the list. But this time I'm going to go right into the meat of it. We are going to go into the Bliss settings, and I will go from there. That way those of you that do not like my long videos can see what's in the Bliss settings, and once I'm done with that, you can move on. We're going to go to animations. You have all your, these are where you're going to find all your toast animations, setting up your list view animations, all that. Now, you guys, if you've watched my videos, know that I do not use any of these. The only one that I like is called scrolling modifier, and I would love to see that put in here. I doubt if it will ever find its way in this ROM, but that is the only one that I like to use. Next up are going to be our buttons. This is going to be your button layout, your hardware buttons, power, volume, things like that. Your navigate, this is where you turn them on at. You can have your arrow keys showing. This is your button layout. Very simple way to set that up. And if you hit edit, and if you hit this little plus sign or this menu sign down here, that will bring up buttons that you can add to it if you'd like. I don't want to do that, actually, and I'm just going to leave mine the way they are. So you just hit save. These are your nav bar dimensions: height, width, you can tint it if you like. I'm running a theme, so I'm not going to. If I was to tint that any color, I'd just get 3 circles colored. So I'm going to leave it at white. That way my theme can show through on this. Then you have your recents long press, slim dim if you guys use it. That is where you would use that or set it up. I can't even think. Power menu, not a lot, but definitely enough. I like the fact that at least screen record is on there, and screenshot. Those are the two biggies that I use on that, besides the reboot menu. Then of course you have your power button. You can set it up for the camera if you want by hitting it twice. Then the rest are all volume and vibrate. Or actually there's no vibrate. It's volume and then your last app back button. Next up is going to be your clock settings. This is going to be your widget settings. One issue that I found with this ROM is in setting up your weather. The first thing that you do is if you try to set up a custom location, or even if you just try to set up your weather, you can't, because there is no weather source in this ROM. You actually have to download one. So what I did, there was nothing at all in here. So what I did was I hit add weather provider, and what it does is it takes you to the Play Store, and it gives you some options. I'm going to tell you guys right now, there are only two on these options that work, and those are the first two. Any of the other ones do not work. So I downloaded both the Yahoo CM weather provider and the Weather Underground CM weather provider, and neither one of them will allow me to put in a custom location. I mean, I'll try it just to let you guys see. Where are we at? Let's put in, let's try Pittsburgh. Cannot retrieve location. No matter what you put in, if you put Washington D.C., Shanghai, China, it doesn't matter. That is what you get back. So I don't know what to say about that. That's the only thing that I found right now that does not work with this ROM. But I can get around that. But the problem is without that set, you can't get a temperature in your status bar. So setting that up is a moot point until that is fixed. And it could just be my device too, guys. Remember, I am running a custom kernel, so I'm not going to take this bug to the thread because of the fact that I'm running a custom kernel. Next up would be, whoops, we already went to clock settings. Gesture Anywhere. If you guys use Gesture Anywhere, these are your settings for that. Then we have our lock screen settings. You can set up the swipe, pin, whatever you guys want to set up for a lock. Smart lock if you do have a lock on. Then under general settings, your live lock screen. Lock screen message if you want to set something up on that. I normally set up Haste Tech. Haste Tech ROM Reviews, which is the name of my YouTube channel and my Google Plus community. You have your lock screen, colors, and fonts. And above that, of course, are your shortcuts. They only give you bottom shortcuts, though. You do not get any middle shortcuts, which I think is a shame. Even though I don't use them, a tablet, you have so much real estate. It would be nice to have center shortcuts on that. And I'm sure eventually it will get some. If I know Bliss, they like to have a lot of custom features. Then, of course, your voice assist, charging current. I like that feature. Double tap to sleep. Lock screen, torch, display music visualizer, all of that. It's all here, guys. This is where you're going to set it up at. Next up would be our recents. Kudos to Blue Eyes for throwing in the RAM memory bar. I like that feature. Gives you an idea when you hit your recents what you are running as far as RAM. You can see up there my usage right now is very, very low. And for those of you that want, there is Omni switch. Next up are the status bar settings. You have your clock settings, center, right, left, or none at all. You know, your clock seconds, AM, PM, all that, size. Thank you. God, nothing I hate worse than having little itsy bitsy, you know, your clock up there and you can't see it. At least with this, it gives you the option to make it as big as you want. 18 dp is fine for me. That works out just about perfect on a tablet, and I very, very much like that feature. Next up would be your battery. You guys can pick and choose what you want for battery status style, or even if you know, whether or not you even want it to show. I did try the 3-minute mod. It does not work. Sadly, I don't think that there is anybody that is making zips for the Nexus 9 like they do for the Nexus 6. It'd be nice if somebody would take up that charge, but I really don't think that's going to happen. We do have battery bar in this. You guys can set that all up. Pick your location, your style, whether you want your charging animation, and then of course your color. Next up would be your status bar icons. This is where you can pick and choose what you want to actually show on the status bar. Then we have your status bar icon colors. And that pretty much speaks for itself. I'll let you guys look through the list real quick. Next up will be your status bar carrier label. If you guys so choose to use that. Then your network traffic. Temperature, which again, like I said, I have it set up. It doesn't work. You need to have that. From what I've read, Yahoo does not, Yahoo Weather does not work for the temperature. You need to have, I thought it was open weather or something like that. I know that's what I'm using on my Nexus 6 and everything's working. I tried to actually get that for here and I couldn't. So, like I said, I don't know what's up with that. Hopefully that'll get fixed in the future. And again, that could be me running a custom kernel, guys. Let's see. Super user indicator, you can have that show. Headset icon, Bluetooth icon, all that. It does have, or does come with the time contextual header. I really like that feature. Then you have your brightness control, show notification count, quick pull down, Bliss logo, and you can color your Bliss logo. Next up, well, that's pretty much it. I think we went through all of it. Yes, we did. Next up is going to be your system app remover. I'm not going to open that up. You guys, if you're going to use a system app remover, make a backup. You pull out the wrong apps, you are going to really screw up your device. It's not going to run right. Just be careful with it. Same way with the wake lock blocker. You can get to the point where you won't receive messages anymore. You know, just be careful with it. I don't run it. I have apps that I use for my wake lock blocker. A couple depending on the device I use, and that's what I use for that. That's pretty much it for the Bliss settings. I will run down through, let you see. Here is the equalizer. This is what they have for it. Of course, you have your themes. I have kernel auditor installed, and if I'm not mistaken, it comes already pre-installed on it anyways. And I am running Sublime kernel. Let you guys see my CPU settings. Max 2499, min. I have it set at 306. I think that's about as far down as that goes. It does go down a little lower than that. If you're going to run a conservative, probably go ahead and run with the lowest on your minimum 204. That'll give you the best. My CPU governor, I'm running it on the balanced, even though I am running my governor the actual governor I'm running is performance, but I will let you guys see what the governors are that come with Sublime kernel. You have your Elemental X, Interactive, Sublime Active, Conservative. I mean, just a pile of them. It comes with Sublime already on. That's the one that comes with. I am testing the performance governor right now. Let's see. Wake controls. Double tap the wake's enabled. All that. You guys can turn that off or on if you want. Power and battery. This is a nice feature. They do have the USB fast charge. I love that option. That is another reason why I flash a custom kernel on the Nexus 6 and the Nexus 9 is to get that fast charge capability. This is a big ass battery and it takes a while to charge, so it's nice to have that feature. Schedulers, I don't change that up a lot. I like to use BFQ. It's a pretty solid scheduler. That's the one I use pretty much on most all the kernels that I run. Trying to think here, anything else. Your miscellaneous is going to be your, if you had a vibration control, that would be where that's at. Your SE Linux, right now it's on enforcing. I'm going to toggle it to permissive. Actually, I'm going to go back, and I want that to stay that way. And I think that's about it for that. You do have backup tools, everything else in here. Settings, I have it on dark. These are your sound settings. These are your other sounds. Advanced options. Advanced options. There we go. I want to get rid of that. I want to turn that on. That prevent audio ducting, what that is if you're watching a video and you get a email, what happens is it usually dims your volume down, and you turn that on. That prevents that from happening. And of course you have vibrate on touch if you guys want to use that. Notification, heads up, all that is there. Display and lights. You have your dashboard settings. I kind of like, I didn't like it at first, but I'm kind of warming up to it. I think right now the dashboard setting is on, oh, that's for 2 columns. I want it in 1 column. Force close notifications, that's where you're going to turn that off at if you guys want to. I like that. I like turning off all the force close notifications. Immersive mode, disable that. Your brightness level, adaptive brightness. Right now I have the screen brightness up at 100% for the video. Double tap to sleep. 3-finger gesture, love this. You take 3 fingers, swipe down. Well, supposed to. There you go, and it takes a screenshot. There are your sleep settings, wake on plug, your interface, expanded desktop, LCD density. Again, guys, if you're going to change that, make a backup. And then, of course, your notification light. You can set that up. Obviously, you can't change the color, but you can kind of set it up. These are your security settings. You'll know if you are encrypted by looking under encryption. If you have the option to encrypt your tablet, you are de-encrypted. You are not encrypted. If you see encrypted there, that means you are definitely encrypted. You have your device administrators, unknown sources. Make sure you guys are turning that on if you are installing any apps from your internal storage or downloading anything, any apps from online and installing it, or even a Bluetooth, whatever. You need to have that turned on in order to do that. That's pretty much it. Screen pinnings all the way at the bottom. You do have system profiles, privacy. These are your CM privacy settings. And of course, weather. It says Yahoo's there, but it's not working. Language and input. No. Let's go to developer options. There's your advanced reboot. Your CM root. You can turn that on or off. Your debugging. Make sure that you at least have Android debugging turned on, just in case you hit a wall, guys. You hit a wall, you have that turned on. That's the first thing you should turn on. That way you can pull logs through ADB or push files through ADB. That's what you want to have that on for. I like the fact that there's a local terminal included in this. All you got to do is turn it on. You even have the development shortcut. Then you have your networking, input, drawing. Your multi-window mode is right under drawing. Hardware accelerator, if you guys are into changing that up. And then apps all the way at the bottom. And that is it. The theme I'm running is Glow. And the nav bar is... I'd be guessing. Let me go ahead and go into themes and I'll show you what they are. Right now, the theme that I am running, the base theme, is Glow. That is, I am running status bar and style on Glow. For my nav bar, I am running Vibrance. I don't think I'm running, no. Blue Hydra, I think, is what I'm running for fonts, I thought. Applied. Yeah, I think I'm running fonts for Blue Hydra. But anyways, guys, this is the latest Bliss for the Nexus 9. I think it's working very well. I've been running Netflix, YouTube. I've given the tablet to my grandson. I've had him just beat the crap out of it, watching videos, playing games, and we've had no issues at all. So this build is actually running very, very well. Like I said, I had some issues with the first couple that were put out, but Blue Eyes finally got it. At least for my tablet, it's working very well, and we do all appreciate it. To Blue Eyes, make sure when you get over there to the XDA thread that you definitely thank him for it. Again, we would not have Bliss if it wouldn't be for him. So thumbs up to you. Remember, guys, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And I want to thank all of my subscribers, and I will see you on the next one.